moving in on the 30th and thereafter. One announcement I wanted to make, and this is something I think is very important. I've said all along that Supervisor Antonovich is the unsung hero of the community, in the sense that even though he was aware that eventually facilities would be turned over to the state, nonetheless, as a county representative, he continued, for the benefit of the community, a very selfless act, in order to ensure that we had build-outs. The leadership of our court, Judges McCoy, Edmund, formerly Judge Zuliger, and others, had always supported Supervisor Antonovich in this endeavor. Because the supervisor was able to obtain the funding, we are now able to open up a longer cause court, which we've been promising to this community for some time, as I think a very appropriate indication of just how well we can use the facility. I'm happy to announce that after conferring with our leadership downtown, including our supervising judge of criminal, Judge Pete Espinoza, and the trial judge, Judge Michael Johnson, in the Jennings case, which we had to transfer downtown a couple of years ago for trial, I'm happy to announce that that case has now been transferred back to the Antelope Valley. And the case, pursuant to recent direction of the supervising judge, transfers all future proceedings to the Antelope Valley. Counsel and the defendant are ordered to appear in my court, which will be Department A19, on March 25th, 2009, 8:30 a.m. Recently, we were able to just sit in on sentencing in another court here by Judge Zaki involving a 187 case, and to hear the victim impact statements and to see the proceedings further emphasizes the need for people to stay in the community, to have the victims be able to make their statements here and not 80-some miles away. And it's my pleasure and my thanks to Supervisor Antonovich to make this happen for our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Many of you were here when we did the opening back in October of 2003 with the opening of the 15 courtrooms and 6 courtroom shells for future expansion, and we're very pleased that we're moving forward with that expansion. In Public Works, we want to thank you for continuing to be involved and helping. You were there from the beginning. And then on March 11th, we approved nearly a $4 million appropriation for 2 courtrooms, 3 judges' chambers, 1 jury deliberation room, inmate holding areas, and restroom facilities. But we are going to continue to work with the state and the courts, the presiding judges. I was at the dinner last night with Judge McLaughlin, who was a previous presiding judge prior to Zuliger, and now Tim McCoy. But they all understand the need that the people in the Antelope Valley and North County in having cases tried here, because when we go down below, you not just take the judge and the probation department and the public defender and the deputy district attorneys to try those cases, but you have to take the witnesses, you have to take the arresting officers, and you have to take the families. They are, let's say, inconvenienced by a 160-mile round trip. Be it rain, snow, or good weather, you're still inconvenienced. So this is an opportunity. We're going to continue to work. We're looking forward to having, for North County, a new court in the Santa Cruz Valley, and we're drawing up some plans now. Perhaps a court next to Pitches might be in the offering, but we're working with the presiding judge, and we'll work with the state relative to that issue. But the Antelope Valley needs to be fully built out because the need is here, the population requires it, and we have a quality staff of judges and court personnel who will provide that type of service backed up with our wonderful Sheriff's Department. So thank you, and thank you for the community support as well.
And may I just introduce another party? Judge Chung, could you step over, please? Judge Lisa Chung is the Assistant Supervising Judge of the district, and I have designated Judge Chung also to be the longish cause trial judge. So she will be handling some of the more serious cases and the longer cases that are sent to the valley or that initiate, of course, in the valley. So Judge Chung, I don't know if you'll be trying the next case out, the Jennings case, or not. That's going to be determined in just a few days, but you'll certainly be trying most of the longer cause cases. Excellent background. I couldn't function here without her assistance, and just wanted to show my appreciation for that, Lisa.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward, and again, this would not be possible without these 2 new courtrooms opening up. I'm looking forward to have all the courtrooms built out. This has been a joint goal with all the offices, but this is the first time I think we're going to have the capability, or I'm going to have the capability in my courtroom to give some significant trial time. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Excellent. Any questions that we can answer for you? I know we have some folks here that are burning with questions. Mr. Nantroop, the District Attorney's Office, was very instrumental in promoting the opening of the new courtroom.
Why don't you come on up, John?
John, why don't you? Sure. In fact, let me announce that Mr. Nantroop was recently promoted to head up the North Valley District, which is a bit larger district. John, good to see you. Congratulations to you, and I just wanted to recognize all of his fine efforts here as well. Good job.
Thank you.
Questions, comments?
How important is it that the first long cause trial to be held up here will be such a high profile one, and one that really does seem to matter quite a bit?
I'll start the answer. It always has pained me to see this case or any similar case have to be sent away from the valley. We have literally jumped through hoops sometimes. You can't imagine the scheduling and the arrangements that Judge Chung and I have had to try to make in order to keep each and every serious case out here. Cooperation of the District Attorney's Office and the other offices here. We've managed to keep most of them. So the fact that we're starting with this particular case, I think, is very symbolic of our burning desire to keep all such cases out here if possible. It may not be appropriate to list the precise cases, but I have a list of just one of the district attorney's caseloads here. We have 15 murders, 4 attempted murders, and a carjacking that are due to come up for trial. So do you think Judge Chung is going to be busy over the next couple of years? And this is just one. Granted, this is a busy calendar for this district attorney, but this is just one of the DA's caseloads. There are others besides that.
Let me add, many of these trials are multi-defendants, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're also hoping from the Sheriff's Department to add additional security, because I know it's very sorely needed, and that will help with accommodating these cases, making sure everyone's safe. Any
other questions or comments?
Supervisor, you obviously fought a long time to have this facility built. How does it feel to kind of have that progress be continued and be now only a few courtrooms left?
We will continue to make it a priority. Bill Fukioka, our CIO, is aware of the need, and we're working with Bill and our presiding judge. We will make it happen. Resources are always at a prime, and right now we have a down in the economy, but that economy will turning up in a few years. But we want to plan ahead so we're ready to move. Just like when we built this court, we were ready to move in when we had the funds. We had the funds, we're doing it right now with the build out. We're going to do the same type of hard work to get it done. Anna Pabajian, my Justice Deputy, and Captain Barger, my Chief of Staff, have the AV as a priority.
Others, our court administrator, Howard Millings, is present, and Deputy Administrator Oki Harris. Without them, as you all know, none of this could have happened either. So, Howard, Oki, thank you. Is there anything that either of you wanted to state with regard to our opening?
No, we're just happy to see this come to fruition. I really appreciate your support, Supervisor.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And perhaps you could introduce our fine contractor supervisor who made this actually happen, physically happen. Ms. Ramos, we saw you there, and I wouldn't let you get by. Thank you so much for your dedication and all your efforts.
It's been very accommodating. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, thank you all so much for coming. We do hope to have a further formal ceremony, perhaps in April.
In April?
Recognize
Yes.
the formal completion and recognize some of the parties who were so instrumental. So thank you much. You're welcome to mingle and ask informal questions if you wish.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.